Regardless of your skill level, by the end of this video, you're going to have the complete blueprint to playing lockdown defense in Madden 26. Regardless if you like to blitz, play coverage, you're good with the switching or not, because I'm breaking down the top 3 playbooks you need to be using right now. Let's jump right into it. All right, our first playbook is going to be the Green Bay Packers defense as our honorable mention. Let me show you why. All right, so inside of this Green Bay Packers defense, you have a lot of different formations, but be able to see which one of them are good, okay? I like 3-4 under. I like 4-3 even 6-1 as kind of the headline. Obviously, when you start to have nickel single mug, nickel double mug, right? Those are kind of the things that we're going to talk about later on in this video. But the reason why the Packers playbook is still certainly good is, again, the dime 3-2. You have 2 slot corners. You're able to edge blitz. You're able to do a lot of different things, but it's really the versatility. And we are going to show a specific defensive formation, highlighting one of them in every single one of these playbooks. But at least here for the Packers, we have 4-3 even 6-1, okay? What makes 4-3 even 6-1 so good is this right here, the intimidation factor, okay? That's the main point, right? So when we start to do things like pinch our defensive line, you can run man coverage or zone coverage out of this. Really, when someone sees this look on offense, I felt fallen victim to this before as well. When someone sees this look as an offense, they start to panic because, whoa, there's 6 guys over the offensive line. They can blitz whenever they want, okay? I would put my safety depth on close as well with my width on pinch to make sure that you can, guard the seams a little bit better here, and then maybe back off some of these guys too. Again, still showing that same man coverage look, but now they really think we're blitzing, right? And so if they go ahead and take this snap, you get the attention of the center, and then you're able to see one of your linebackers comes in free, okay? And the great thing about 6-1 is you can also pinch your defensive line and call an overload blitz, okay? You can put, what's this guy, the outside linebacker in a hook curl here. That gives you a great switch stick option, and then boom, set it up just like this. Okay, hard flat, cover 2 hard flat here, okay? Pinch the defensive line, pass commit the defense, and this time I'm gonna open the subs menu by pressing D-pad up, and then I'm going to press right trigger and down on the left stick here so that I can like turbo engage. This is another secret that a lot of the pro players are using to get more pressure that you probably didn't know about, okay? But I'm going to take the snap, engage, and then you can see how this time 2 guys come in free and I'm still able to D-pad switch it, okay? This is, again, what makes the Packers defense so good, a formation like 4-3, even 6-1. You get the attention of the offensive line. Boom, 66 looking at me, and 50 is obviously coming off the edge. Even if they block Ginty here, 2 guys are coming in free. And really, this is just a 6-man rush against a 6-man or a 5-man protection, but we get 2 guys to come in free. I'm switch sticking just early enough to take away a quick throw to Brock Bowers possibly, and now the play's bagged, okay? So really what makes 4-3 even 6-1 so good, and especially this Packers defense, is the total versatility, okay? You can blitz whenever you want. You can even run match coverage. You can run single mug, double mug, really whatever you feel comfortable in, the Packers playbook has it. But before we jump into the Raiders defensive playbook, I just wanted to remind you that the last 2 defensive playbooks are especially the ones you want to be using. Everyone's going to start running them, and you need to, so don't miss out on those. All right, so we have the Las Vegas Raiders playbook, obviously, okay. The reason why this is so good, let's talk about the total package here. You have 4-3 even 6-1 like I just showed you from the Packers playbook. You have some of these other 4-3 defenses. I'm really a fan of 3-4 in this game. I know someone was hating in the YouTube comment section. If you guys saw that comment thread that 3-4 is not good. Well, you can get pressure using 3-4. You can play coverage using 3-4, so I don't really see what that guy's point was. But here we have double mug. Also, you have nickel 3-3 odd with sneak peek. I'll probably be talking about that later on in the video. So you might want to stay to see that. This is the best defense in the game, in my opinion, along with double mug. So Raiders defense having both of those are really great. But reason why the Raiders is so good is because they're one of the few playbooks, or one of the few good playbooks that actually has a dime 2-3 Sam, okay? Dime defenses, what do? They give you increased versatility with your coverage, okay? This is one of my favorite defenses every year because it's so easy to set up, okay? If we just come into a play like DB Fire 2, all you really have to worry about, this is, again, I'm just gonna go ahead and block Josh Jacobs here. Okay, so we have a blocked running back look, and we're gonna go ahead and put them in base protection, right? So this is, again, no pass protection, or really just blocking the running back, okay? We are going to just send a standard 5-man blitz. We're gonna pass commit by pressing RB and then flicking the right stick up, and we're just gonna move 65 inside, okay? Boom, move him inside. What does that do? It allows for Jeremy Chin, the slot corner, to actually come in free a lot better, okay? Although the rest of the guys didn't really do a great job there. But if we look at the replay, boom, what do I do? Okay, I move 65 inside slightly, and now Chin has a little get off here that he can take. And you can see how he's already, like, he's supposed to get blocked by a tackle, but he's already pretty far in the backfield here. Again, like I say all the time, BLT, no blitz is gonna be 100%. So we're gonna come into it again, have them set up the same pass protection here. We're gonna pass commit our defense like I showed you earlier. Boom, take it, move him inside, and there you go. Okay, not only do we get a shed, but it's the same thing. When you call a defense like this, you're able, and you send those slot corners especially, you're able to do a great job of just, you know, making it hard on them to block, because this is a slot corner blitz. These guys are supposed to get picked up by tackles, but this tackle's already in a tough spot being blocked by this guy. He sheds him, and boom. Okay, BLT, what else is Dime 2-3 Sam useful for? Well, if we go ahead and call DB Fire 2 and we go ahead and contain, with now you can see your slot corners are the ones in the contain, okay? So now that your slot corner's in the contain, you're gonna be able to see, boom, you can see how he maintains great leverage and he's able to, you know, force a sack fumble there. Normally, when you see your 4-down lineman defenses, they struggle a little bit more to actually contain the quarterback. Sometimes even a defense like this, 3-down lineman, can struggle to contain the quarterback. So if we go ahead and press, we contain the quarterback again. Even if Love tried to roll out to the right, you can see Max Crosby's there, but our slot corner is also there to do a great job of containing the quarterback. I know that's a problem that a lot of you guys are having, but you're certainly able to do it here from, you know, Dime 2-3 Sam. If you wanted to, you could even drop some of these other guys into coverage here and still do a great job. If that's your sole goal, you can see if you have a Max Crosby here, you really don't even need all those guys rushing, but boom, you're able to see quarterbacks contained. And so if that's kind of the point that you're trying to emphasize on defense, containing the quarterback, this is the best defense to do it. Not only if we go ahead and call a timeout here, something else that's important about this defense to note is you can put 8 DBs on the field, so you can substitute for safeties if you have, you know, good safeties, McCollum, you know, anyone else here, you can sub those guys in, and that makes it pretty good. But like I said, Raiders defense, you have double mug, you have 3-3 odd, you have 4-3 even 6-1, you have a lot of different formations, and then you're able to be versatile with 8 DBs and contain the quarterback from Dime 2-3 Sam. All right, next up we have a defensive playbook that you've probably never heard of or seen anyone run, but it's low-key one of the best. All right, so I'm talking about the Baltimore Ravens defense. If we just come under their nickel, they have 7 nickel formations, okay? Over, load mug, low double mug, single mug, double mug, cub, triple. Actually, nickel triple is really good, and that's what we will be breaking down here from this Ravens defense. All right, I've talked about nickel triple before, and that, again, that's what we're going to break it down here. The card will be in the top right if you want to see that entire breakdown, but we have nickel triple, hot blitz 3, okay? That's the play we're going to be coming into. The setup for this blitz is to shift the D-line in this case, because this is where this Roquan Smith defender is. So shift to the right, and then we're going to spread our linebackers so they're going to look like this, okay? Now, as far as what you want to do with the rest of your players, no one needs to go in the comments talking about this guy was open. Like, dude, you guys are the ones playing, okay? You guys need to make adjustments on defense, okay? I'm playing against the computer. I'm showing you how to set up the blitz. If you can set up the blitz, you can play really good coverage and you can make coverage a lot easier, okay? So boom, we're going to just stand like this. We're going to pass commit our defense, and we are going to try to get the attention of one of these offensive linemen and then peel back. Now, you can actually get pressure without blitzing your slot corner, or you can just blitz him. I'll do both here. So boom, first we're going to send him. All we're going to be trying to do is get the attention of one of these 2 linemen here, move them inside. Doesn't really matter who. Take the snap, get his attention, and then boom, you're able to see blitz is able to come in free, okay? You actually want to move them a little bit more than I did right here. We look at the instant replay. You get their attention like I do right here, just, you know, briefly. boom, get their attention, and so then it allows one of our guys to get a shed. But if you want to go all out, because you also do have to realize you have to get back in coverage and play good coverage defense. But boom, take the snap, get their attention fully, move them inside, and then you're able to see, quarterback goes down, okay? I actually really like this blitz from nickel triple, again, because, this time I'm not going to send the slot corner right here. We are just going to set the blitz up, boom, pass commit, try to get the attention of this defender. Boom, maybe it's the guard that I need to be trying to get his attention. Boom, get the attention of the guard, move him inside. There you go, okay? Guy comes in free. And the reason why this works also, for those of y'all that are, first-time viewers of the channel, is because when you get the attention of a guard, like you see right here, by the time this defender gets in the backfield, look at where he is. Like, normally these guys have to come up and block you way earlier. You can also see you get a guy free off the edge. I mean, this was a 5-man blitz against a 6-man protection. This guy comes in free, so Kyle Van Noy. And so what does that do? It allows since the running back has to pick him up, now everyone's in a one-on-one, and it's way easier to get coverage, collapse the pocket, and it's something that we talk about all the time. Running backs cannot block outside linebackers and defensive linemen. They're going to get punished. Just like this, instant shed, quarterback's down, okay? Ravens defense, nickel triple, okay? We've talked about, again, there's 7 nickel formations here. They have dime 2-3. They have 2-3 single mug, 2-3 will, which is really good. They have 4-3 odd Leo. They have 3-4 under, 3-4 defenses, like I talked about earlier in the video. Pretty good. So this Ravens playbook has a lot of defensive concepts that you need to start using, and that's why I have it at number 2, but it's not better than our number 1 playbook. And that's because the number 1 playbook is the Minnesota Vikings, and their playbook is unstoppable. Let me show you why. All right, Minnesota Vikings. Like I promised you earlier in the video, we were going to be breaking down nickel 3-3 odd, okay? Overload 3 press here, coaching adjustments, like I said, close pinch as far as the safety alignment. I like curl flats on 5. For those of y'all that want to know, auto flip is on here with this defense. I know some people like to turn it off, but normally I just leave it on. We're going to show blitz. We're going to pass commit. And people are going to talk about BOT the seams though, if my slot receiver's eating. Well, we're not playing that, okay? Someone commented that on the last time I broke this defense down, so we'll make the adjustment. All you have to do, put your safety in the deep half, okay? We're running a cover 3 cloud. So now you can see what the blitz looks like. I mean, really, if you wanted to, you could really set it up something like this. You don't have a flat on the left, but if they don't run a flat, then you don't actually have to put a flat zone in the field. But typically what I would do, just deep half, hard flat, something like this, okay? Again, all you're trying to do, get the attention of the guard, like we talked about in nearly every blitz in this video, because that's what all pressure comes down to in this game, okay? We're gonna go ahead, take the snap, get the attention of this guy, boom. You see the whole line shifted that way. The whole line. Like, it's not even fair. Boom, LB, X. Okay, let's see. We're going to just have them block Derrick Henry this time, because I want you to see that Derrick Henry's coming from the right. We're blitzing off the left. It's going to be pretty tough for him to actually block him. Not saying it'll never happen, but sometimes they just don't recognize guys coming from the other side. So again, show blitz. Boom, get the attention of this guy. You can see how he comes over, but you can see how Lamar Jackson eventually gets pushed, or he eventually pushes Derrick Henry into Lamar Jackson, because it's just a running back. Although, you have a slot corner here, so he's a little guy too, and Henry's bigger than him, but you can see how he can't hold his own for that long. Okay, and then as far as obviously the back end coverage, it's going to depend on the route combination. Sometimes you might need to allocate more guys. Certainly you have to have a good user over the middle of the field once you get the attention of the guard, like I'm doing right here. But I mean, as far as the blitz, this is one of the easiest blitzes to set up in this game. Okay, this is a standard like 5-man rush. Like boom, just simple 5 against 6. Honestly, they could block 7. Let's have them block 7 people, because it really doesn't matter. We're going to, let's see, max protect, and we're going to set the blitz up the same way. We're going to show blitz by pressing RB twice. We're going to pass commit, and we're going to, again, try to get the attention of this guy. So, again, they're blocking 9 people. They're blocking 8 people right here. Boom, and then you're able to see immediate. Like, everyone's like, it just doesn't even make any sense. because you're getting the attention of the guard, you make it very hard for them to double team. Right here, this is a shed. But the great thing is it's all about scheme. It's all about scheme and scheming this up. You're able to get a defensive lineman on a tight end. So even when they block their tight end, it's bad for them. You can see how it's even worse than what it was in the last 2 plays, because now, yes, our slot corner gets blocked by their offensive lineman. Cool, he'll never win that rep. But we get a defensive lineman on a tight end. It's the same mismatch type of advantage with the outside linebackers against the running backs. These defensive linemen are going to absolutely run through tight ends, and you can see how Lamar's on the ground. So a 5-man blitz is able to immediately get pressure on a 8-man protection that time. Actually, if they blocked 7, if they blocked 6, you can see how it's the same thing. So as we know, nickel through odd is a huge problem. But obviously, for those of y'all that stuck around in this video, I will just give you guys another defense here from the Vikings playbook that is very good. It'll make your double mug better, okay? Nickel double mug mid blitz. Come into the left exit 2-man stunt, okay? Right? Just like this. All you're gonna do is you can shift your linebackers if you want, but really the main thing that you're trying to do here is open this menu. So you're gonna press D-pad up, then you're going to press right trigger, and you're going to press left stick down, okay? You're going to gauge, and then you're gonna spam you're gonna spam A, but you see how Lamar Jackson is immediately on the ground. Like, I don't even think bro had time to look up, okay? So when you spam A after you engage, this allows you to get off the block faster. And now you can see how not only is Tyler Linderbaum the center blocking me, but 72, just look at that. I think that's about all you guys need to see. I don't even really think I need to break this split down anymore. Look, they blocked their running back here, Derrick Henry. There's 2 guys on Lamar Jackson in the first half second of the play, okay? By spamming A to get off the block, you're gonna be able to get back into coverage a lot sooner, but you're also, like I showed you right here, get the attention of these 2 guards, or the guard in the center, and then allow for 2 of your guys to come in free. And then the reason why you call the left exit 2-man stunt is because you want this guy to duck inside of the tackle, and you want 70 or 97 to go outside. And so then he just completely whiffs, misses his assignment. It's an easy sack. One of the best blitzes here from nickel double mug. Vikings playbook, the best in the game. All right, so now you have the complete blueprint to lockdown defense in Madden 26, but if you want to pair that with the best offensive playbooks in the game, check out this video. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.